G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an Executioner's Minigun with 40% more bash damage and 90% reduced weight major and minor legendary effects respectively. So if you can tell by the barrel of this being shredded and the amount of ammo we're having, yes, we're going to be testing a shredding minigun in Fallout 76, and there's a few things that I do want to test out. So the build is yet to be changed. There's actually not a lot I have to do to it to actually increase our damage all that much, but we'll change out those perks as we go along. So not too much to tell about this thing. It's basically the standard stuff. We've got some Brotherhood of Steel paint. You get that from Nuclear Winter, so at least we've got something to show for that, I guess. And yeah, let's go ahead and boost this thing's damage. Now we've only got Bloody Mess to chuck on because that's like a multiplicative thing. It just increases everything. So 28 damage, but that's obviously not showing the bash damage of this. Just going back to the build here for a second. Here's what I've got. I've got bare arms because I really don't have anything better, and if I'm in power armor, my carry weight is a little bit less than what it usually is. I've also got Basher. That's obviously a given. We're doing 50% more damage and a crippling chance, which is pretty good. Pain Train, because we're going to be running into our enemies in power armor, so we'll stagger them before we start whacking them. So hopefully with that, we can prevent any melee attacks from staggering us, allowing us to kill them more efficiently. Full charge so we can sprint away without using extra fusion core energy, because why not? And blocker is there if we do take the random melee attack. Usually I'd have barbarian, but as you can tell, it doesn't work in power armor, so blocker is fine. Concentrated fire, glow sight there. If I want to use a shotgun later on, I've got enforcer to bring a scorch beast down, for instance. I've just got concentrated fire to see the state of the limbs. We've also got a gunsmith, because believe you me, you need this perk, because this thing shatters like fucking Swiss cheese if you try to hit something with it. So you need that thing, you need the duct tape around the barrel to hold it together. See, that's basically what you do. Anyways, we've also got Nerd Rage there. I'm gonna switch that out with Stabilize. I want to see if Stabilize can actually add a little bit more punch to this. And yeah, not really too much going on. You've got Escape Artist if we get into real trouble. If we get under 40% health, we can move faster. Action Girl for AP regen. And unlike Fallout 4, if you're using the shredding minigun and just holding it down outside of power armor, it doesn't actually take your AP. But in terms of sprinting around a lot, we kind of need that extra AP regen. One gun army I'm not really sure about, but we can't use Serendipity in power armor, so what else have I got that could go there? I guess Class Reek, but hopefully we can get a stagger or cripple chance out of that. Hopefully if it does do that, it'll synergize well with Basher there, so we're really quite spec'd for it, assuming most of these perks work. So I suppose we'll jump into power armor and we'll get into it. Okay, let's start off with something nice and squishy with the Ghoulies. So this is what this thing looks like in first person. As you spin the barrel, it'll make the motor noise, and apparently this thing is really good at aggroing ghouls. Excellent. What I'm going to do now is sit here and bash, and they can just run into the death beams. Oh, I see sleepers there. I reckon this will be a good counter to sleepers. In you come, boys. Well, that one's dead. Yeah, I can just sit here and hold the trigger down. Perfect. Let's see. What have I got on my mind here now that I don't have to actually focus on gameplay? These are my kills. This is a pretzel town, pretty boy. Don't you dare. Alright, fine. Looks like we're having to deal with a fuckwit in fucking Minecraft power armor using explosive weapons. At least they've evolved. But as you can tell, with these guys, we're doing really, really well. I've noticed, however, that we aren't actually able to sprint immediately after coming off the barrel. So what I might do instead of that is, did I create a muzzle flash bug there? Anyways, looks like this place is already being cleared out, but I kind of got my kicks out of it already. It was unfortunate that this fucking retard has showed up to annoy me, but whatever. So it looks like there's a little bit of a sprint delay to, you know, offset the ability to just run and gun with this, or run and slice with it. But yeah, it's kind of weird. What you can do is just manually bash like that and you'll be good to go. Once again, looks like he's an efficient ghoul farmer. That I'll give him that much, but it's annoyed me nonetheless. And as you can tell, it's taken quite a toll on the old condition bar of this. So yeah, we're not going to be bashing too much for this before we have to go back to the repair bench. So that's kind of interesting, and obviously we can't really tell the adrenaline damage on this either, but not a bad start from a shredding minigun, doing pretty well. Alrighty, so we'll try against super mutants, right? They're a little bit stronger, and what we'll do is we'll chuck on stabilize here. We'll take a quick note of how much damage this thing is doing per hit. Then we'll quickly drop the perk and see what we're doing. Although we should notice that... Ooh. Oh, good. Okay, 54 damage on that bloke. We should take note that adrenal reaction is factoring into this. It's one of the only things that I've found that actually increases that. And not sure what that was. I didn't quite see that. Viewers at home are free to go back to see whatever they want out of that. Appears to be getting less damage. That car is going to explode. Now here's the thing about using miniguns like this. They kind of work like any other melee weapon in the fact that headshots actually do more damage, so aim high and you'll be a lot more efficient for it. Although I'd like to backtrack a little bit and say that I've actually found a really good counter for sleepers. They can't touch you. Not even if they decide to, you know, slide into you like they normally do. But as you can tell, it's actually shredding these guys pretty fast. I'm not actually sure whether this thing is capable to be used with sneak attack criticals. I assume it is, but I'm not going to be counting on my sneak when I'm in power armor like this all the time. Also, being in power armor helps the stagger factor decrease itself. That's pretty good. Let's have a look at that damage, right? Ooh, 51. That's just bullet damage, though. We don't actually know the extent of the bash damage because that's not listed. We can just test it by shredding on enemies, though. Speaking of which, we'll come around here. We've got radworms. That's kind of unfortunate. And I don't think we'll be staying very hidden for long, but just to test this out a little bit, ooh, caution. Well, the sneak attack criticals were definitely there, so if you want to do a stealth minigun shredder build, well, firstly, good luck. And secondly, covert operative is the thing to go. And there we go. We've actually got staggered out of using our barrel there, but luckily for me, I had blocker on. And I'm going to have to make a mental note here to actually bash the thing manually before I start sprinting around, because it's kind of ridiculous how you're locked there. It's kind of strange. What about if I go in third person and I do this? I've got pain train too, so I shouldn't be worried about not hitting super mutants like that. There we go. Nice stagger. Takes you out. And the thing is broken already. We'll finish him off with the good old fisticuffs. Get him. Yes, there we go. Crunch in the noggin. You know, this does strangely little damage despite it being like backed by like metal robot servers. You know, the fucking joints, hydraulics. That's the one. I'm glad I got there. Also, the power armor's looking pretty fresh like this. Unfortunately, I can't get the same color as in the helmet than the rest of the body, but I feel like it kind of matches. It's an Enclave version of Liberty Prime. Think about it this way, you get all of the best parts out of Sarge Dornan from Fallout 2 and Liberty Prime from Fallout 3, New Vegas, and now I guess 76. So we're running a little bit low on health here. Normally I'd chuck on something like Born Survivor, but being at this low health is a little bit more advantageous for damage output reasons. Although this would be a great time, and I admit a great time for... I'll do a stim pack, please. Let me do a stim pack. Why was... Okay, so having this thing's barrel spinning doesn't allow you to sprint or stim pack either, which is supremely fucking annoying. Also, what are you shooting at? Luckily for me, I spawned directly into the cell again. I think... Am I technically in caution right now? So that they're shooting to where I think I ought to be? Don't really know. You're getting the stealth minigun treatment though, which kind of works for a second there. Perhaps if I had more ranks in sneak, I might be able to get away with that, but obviously not going to be the case. So we'll continue on our merry way shredding these guys. And what did you give us? A Berserker Spear, let me guess, with limb damage. Wow, lucky me. So if you are spinning up the barrel and they do stagger you out of it, the barrel will continue to move, but it will not actually deal any damage, which is a supreme pain in the arse, or wherever the super mutant might hit you with his giant hammer. It could be the face, the chest, the knee, I guess. That'd be a nasty place to get hit with a giant sledgehammer, that's for sure. You wouldn't want to know how much force is behind a super mutant strike. They will fuck you up in real life, I'll tell you that much. And there goes our second one. Let's just get a quick repair on this. We'll use one of our pay-to-win kits that I just got one time. Hang on, I need to actually re-equip the weapon. Not to worry, I've got this. Stop that. Alrighty. Keep on going then. And we managed to get a power attack stagger on, or a Pain Train stagger on him, which is pretty good. And we'll kill that guy. And we'll move on to this fellow. He's the leader of the joint, so we'll take him out. Make sure we don't pick up the bullets unless we want to actually shoot this thing, which I'm not spec to do, so it'll be monstrously underwhelming. Although it'd be kind of like this thing's performance pre-patch, actually. Do you remember that? That was a dark time for minigun time. There goes Liberty Prime, telling the super mutants to embrace democracy. To be honest, I don't think they can know the definition of a word that's over a few syllables long, so I think you're wasting your time. Alright, there goes another one. So this thing, not too great on the old condition bar, which is a shame because usually the minigun is actually super efficient. It's repaired. Did I not repair it? Fucking hell. Okay. Well, guess what? I'm going on a run right now. I'm gonna hide in the rooms. Hide in here. So I can do my repair in a smart way. No, that's my perks. Hold on, this might take me a while. I guess I'm fucking stupid, I guess. Alright, repair that with regular old kit. Thank you. Alright. Back into it now. We'll kill these last couple of super mutants and then I think I'll be on my way because I'm just eating into my resources to, you know, I'd like to finish the entire place, but I don't want to be eating into my resources for too much longer here. See, I don't have a finite... I have a finite amount. I'm not playing this thing 24/7 as much as people might think I'm doing. I'm actually, like I said yesterday, I have a full-time occupation. I've been working, even before I started this channel, actually, so I'm not fucking sitting on my ass all day, that's for sure. Human Let's Play. He's gonna make a death sound, isn't he? We are so totally done here, aren't we? Oh wait, no, there's a couple more. They might be in the hell room though, so we'll leave those blokes alone. So I think that paints a pretty good picture of what this thing can do. Let's move on. Oh, I'm sorry for using the word retard before, by the way. I shall now refer to players still using that stupid Minecraft power armor as exceptional individuals. There, that should cover me. Anyways, let's test it against one, and for fuck's sake, you're sending in water that's too deep. Fuck you. That's it. Come this way, mate. He blocked a shredding minigun. There you go. He is all-powerful. We'll see what we can do with this. Okay. We've got a stagger in there. What are you doing? Oh! I crippled his legs! Ah. Well, there you go. Who's laughing now, Swan? Hey? Hey? Look at your ugly mug. Look, your teeth are fucking... They're not even... They're just a... Your mouth is not even a mouth. It's just a... What the hell is that? Well, I guess you're not really supposed to look at them up close, but there you go. If we can cripple something's legs, then you might actually have a chance against the big monsters. There you go. Righto, so I want to take this time to see if we actually get any benefits out of the legendary prefix on this thing. Have at me, boys. Let's see how you go, hey? Alright, so he's under, we're hitting about for... Yeah, okay, so it doesn't work. And keen viewers probably would have said, no, it doesn't work. So shut up, I know. You can fucking withhold your comments. Alright, so Queenie's out. Let's go ahead and start shredding her little spidery legs. There goes one by the looks. We'll take the other one out. Ow. Come on. Down you go. And then she face plants. Or rather, she doesn't, because... yeah, she's totally stuck, so let's get you... Ow. Okay. Stand behind her when she's doing that, apparently, and ooh, we're only hitting it. Wow, this is going to really destroy our minigun doing this. There we go. Finally did it. Now for the hatchlings. You know that scene in Piranha 3D where he's got the boat mode, he's holding into the water, he's killing like hundreds and hundreds of those piranhas? This is kind of like that, but they're not running into it. They're being deliberately... Where the fuck... You know what, screw it. I'm just gonna throw a grenade. Eat that. That's a cryo grenade too. For some reason, those things actually glorify, which is the stupidest thing ever. So, you know, that's a thing that happens. Come on. Never in my life have those fucking bastards given me so much trouble. Although I haven't played a lot of Frost though. Alrighty, we'll finish off with a Scorched Beast fight, and we'll call it a video. So, just like standard procedure, as usual, I'll start just shooting at him, hopefully crippling his wings so that he might drop. And there we go. Once he's going facing a side on, it appears to be right. Looks like he's about ready to land. He's got to find a nice spot to plant his butt. And we can move in with our shredding minigun now. We'll see how we do, eh? Alright, we'll just go in all barrels spinning, and it doesn't look like we get any staggers on him as of yet. We'll keep on going. Interestingly, it's giving me the hit mark noise every time I hit him. Okay, looks like I did kill him by the end there. I did completely destroy him by the end. So there you have it. I think that was a nice enough fight to end this video. Obviously, I'm not going to do the train yard smash because this thing would just break again, but I don't think we'd learn anything particularly new fighting anything like Gulpers or anything. We've got a good idea of what this thing can do in terms of damage. You can die now, ow. It's really fun being staggered in power armor. You know, a thing that's built to withstand fucking bullets and energy weapons. You get hit by an axe. Ow, that hurt. That's going to throw me off balance in power armor. Fuck off. Stop doing that, Bethesda. That's annoying. So, there you have it. That was an Executioner's shredding, bash damage, and weightless minigun. Only weighs 5 pounds, so it's actually worth me keeping around, I reckon. Unless you really want it yourself. Show me what you got. Show me what the trades. Special thanks to Koja for actually allowing me to use this thing. I asked, has anyone got a bash damage minigun? He's like, yeah, mate. And he gave it to me for free, so good on you for that, Koja. You're a good bloke. If you'd like to see this thing in your game, hit up Murmur for a rig to drop, or maybe talk to me if you really want this. But the verdict on this thing's performance is, it is viable. You can do a pretty good amount of damage with it, and if you've got set up with staggering builds using power armor, tankiness, emergency protocols on your power armor to keep you around node rage threshold, you can use that to boost your damage even more, get your health of rads and everything. Maybe if you've got a bloodied bash damage, you can occasionally load bullets into it as well. That wouldn't be too much of a bad thing. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. It is good enough, but obviously the condition bar on it is going to degrade quickly, so using this for extended periods of time is going to obviously eat up all of your resources, so honestly wouldn't bother. Until Bethesda figures out how to make the bash damage affect the condition bar less, or does something to change how much it affects it. Maybe if it's got a shredding barrel on it, bash damage on the condition bar is like cut in half or something like the shotgun conditioner perk that you can see when you've got a Flèche fucking harpoon gun equipped. Something like that might actually serve this thing well, because it's a nice playstyle, it's an interesting playstyle. It's a melee weapon without using a melee weapon, and it can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's just kind of ruined by the fact that this thing breaks on you all the time, which is the kind of thing that Fallout 4 didn't have around, so that's how they balance it, I guess. It sucks, don't bother using it. It's fun to try out, though. And that's my verdict. Thank you very much for watching, guys.